What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Shane and this is The Shane Show. Alright guys, I'm super pumped for today's video. We are going to start up the Skyline. R33 is going to be started for the first time since the fresh build. So we're going to go run to the store real quick. Power steering fluid, fuel, what else do I need? Coolant. And we'll go ahead and put all the fluids in, prime it, get it started. But let's just head over there right now. Let's go. All right, everybody, we have made it to the shop. Here's the beautiful 33 that we have. Again, just finished doing a fresh build on this, so let's dive right into it. All right, so if you haven't seen a couple of videos ago, we had issues. I completely rebuilt this motor back in like February, had it ready by June. Went to start the car and it had low compression in cylinder 2, which absolutely sucked. So long story short, had to tear it all apart again and rebuild it. So what we did with the rebuild is we have 86.5 millimeter pistons now from the factory 86 millimeters. So got bored out, machined, got new main cap bearings, rod bearings. Still had Eagle rods. We went with CP pistons. That's what I had before. Absolutely love CP. Went with that again. And just to give you guys a little more insight as to everything. So recently just got the Mishimoto Radiator. We do have smart coil packs. These are off of a R35. That's the kit for the RBs. So R33 R, custom manifold here. With the dump pipe wastegate. We have a Tial wastegate fitted right back here, 44 millimeter. Grady intake manifold. We have Supertech valves and springs all on the inside. Brand new. You guys won't be able to see it, but I did have a brand new oil pump, Nitto oil pump. Check out the last video if you didn't see that. Brand new OEM water pump. Went ahead and did that. I don't know. I mean, it's 20 years old, at least 25 years old. So just wanted to play it safe there. So that's pretty much everything with the car as far as upgrades. I'll post a full mod list in the description below, so check that out. And guys, it's going to be a great day today because this thing's going to fire up. It's going to be awesome. We just got a couple of things left to do, so let's go ahead and check out our list. All right. So one thing that I still got to do is tighten the drive shaft from when I disconnected that. So I got to roll the car back. Power steering fluid, we just picked that up. Coolant, oil, and then we'll have to get some fuel. Coolant that I ended up going with is just already pre-diluted, so 50-50. It's like 20 bucks, just picked it up at O'Reilly's. And then I went with synthetic power steering fluid just to make sure it's good. All right guys, so without further ado, let's just start filling this thing with some fluids, check for any type of leaks that we may have going on, and then we'll go ahead and prime it. I'll go ahead and disconnect the fuel pump fuse. We'll just crank it over, build up that oil pressure in the motor before we fire it up to make sure everything is lubricated and perfect for first fire up. So go ahead and fill up the coolant. So one thing I had to do is definitely go with the green, right? Whole green color for some antifreeze, match the car. Now what I'm gonna do is fill this up, and then when I start the car, I'll leave it open to allow for any air to come out. So no leaks so far, which that's a good sign. So I definitely underestimated how many gallons with this larger radiator, so I'm gonna have to go pick up another gallon of coolant, and that should be enough, 3 gallons. So we'll have to do that. I gotta go out and get some fuel anyway because this thing has not been running in a few months, and I'm sure the fuel is kind of old. I did drain quite a bit of the fuel already, so yeah. So let's get the power steering fluid in, and then we'll go ahead and get some more coolant and get some fuel. All right, and then for oil, here's what I'm gonna use. We're gonna use 5W30 Royal Purple. We were sponsored by Royal Purple at one point, so we have a whole bunch of this, and 5W30 is just the way to go. Royal Purple's good brand, so we're gonna go ahead, throw 4.2 quarts in here. So I'm probably gonna go a little bit over 4.2 quarts, but I'll check it. I'm gonna go very, very slow just to make sure that it is full with the turbo oil lines and the return and all of that stuff. Just wanna make sure that It's not lacking for oil, especially with this new oil pump that I put on. It's going to be putting out a lot of pressure too. Definitely don't want it to lean out, so let's go ahead and fill it up. So we just hit the 4-quart mark. I'm going to go ahead and just start pouring a little bit in. Once I prime it, I'll go ahead and double check it again, and then fire it up. I'll double check it again after we do that. So I'm just going to pour a tiny bit in right now. There we go. And then one other thing too with the power steering fluid, I'm gonna have to check that too once it starts to get going, pushing stuff between the lines on all of that. We'll double check that too along with the coolant. All right guys, got some more coolant. Also picked up 4 gallons of 91. Eventually I want to do a flex fuel tune on this, but for now we'll just get a regular pump gas tune. So let's go ahead and pull the fuel pump fuse. Okay, got the 15 amp out. All right, so fuel pump fuse is disconnected. Let's go ahead and turn the ignition on to see how much power we got. Plus, I want to show you guys the sweet gauges setup that I did. Okay, so here's inside. This is the ADM digital dash display that I did, plus with the radio custom install that I did. I made a video about this. Go check it out. It's super awesome how that came out. So this radio is actually from a boat. I just wanted the correct size because this is normally an ashtray cover, so I went ahead and stuck the radio in here. Got the digital dash display up here, USB port for digital dash display, and then USB port for the ECU, which we have in AEM Series 2 underneath the dash over there. All right, so let's see if we got power. Pretty cool setup on the dash. So there we go. Alright, not enough power. Alright, so battery's still a little dead. Let's go ahead and get it on the charger real quick. We're gonna go ahead and give it a couple of cranks. What I'm looking for is oil pressure. We want this gauge right here to be pretty high, you know, middle to higher. Did get that aftermarket oil pump in there, so want to just build pressure. And I will say too that this thing sounds really good right now. It's cranking on full. It's not dipping like it was before. So that lets me know that we got full compression. Oil pressure is built in. All right, oil pressure is built. Let's go ahead and set this up and fire it up. All right, guys, moment of truth. Here it goes. Wish me luck. It's either gonna start or it's not. So wish me luck. Here we go. Okay, got a massive fuel leak. Alright guys, so it is now day 2 of this fiasco. When I was priming the engine, there was a whole bunch of oil that just dripped all over the floor. There was gas shooting out over here, and then we had a coolant leak on the thermostat housing. So pulled all this back apart yesterday. It sucked, but hey, that's what you gotta do. So I'm pretty sure this cam seal right here on the intake side was the one that was leaking. So I went ahead, fixed that, put all the timing belt and everything back on, pulled off the thermostat housing, put some more gasket sealer around there, put that back on, and then it was just leaking the gas right on the top of the fuel filter right here, so I just went ahead and tightened that up. So we're going to go ahead, I already pulled the fuel pump fuse again, we're going to prime it one more time, build the oil pressure up again. Hopefully there is 0 leaks this time, I'm really hoping so. If there is going to be an oil leak, it's going to be coming from the oil pump gasket. So I really hope that's not the case, because that's going to be a lot of work and that's going to suck. So hope for the best here. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. I'll start cranking it and then we'll get started. So that's car life, right guys? I mean, you put something together and then it just always happens with cars. It never really goes smoothly. So let's go ahead, get in, let's start priming it, and then we'll fire it up. Hopefully we have 0 leaks. Here we go. What is up, everybody? So this is the exhausting part about cars that nobody tells you about, and everyone just cuts to the chase on YouTube, but I have ripped this thing apart probably 5 times in the last 24 to 48 hours, and when I was cranking it over the very first time, gas was shooting out over here. we had a thermostat leak for coolant, and then we had oil just dumping out the bottom. So I was like, okay, probably the cam seal for the oil. Took the thermostat apart and then tightened the line going to the fuel. So fuel line got tightened. I'm fairly confident that's fixed, and if not, that's very easy. Definitely fixed the thermostat, put extra gasket maker around that, got that completed. And then cam seal did not work, because then when I cranked it again the second time, oil just started dumping out again. So about to turn it over one more time. Prayers that it does not have any oil leaks. So we'll go from there. Alright guys, so it is now day, I don't even know what day, how many days I've been trying to work on this, but what I had to do is I had to take off the oil pump because the oil pump was leaking. I had that paper gasket on there, it was not doing enough, and so I had to drop the oil pan, take the oil pump off, and there was like a small strip where it connects to the block, and I had to put a new gasket on there with some RTV. Just got done priming the motor, checked it out, everything looks good so far, so there is no leaks. Hopefully we should be good. So we're about to start this up for the very first time. It has been over a week since I started this process, so last Friday, not yesterday, was, let's see, Friday, today, Saturday, so a week ago, we had the block completely out and then started putting it in, so not too bad. But definitely thought I could have done it in 3 days. If I wouldn't have had this oil leak, definitely could have done that. But so let's go ahead, get right into it. Let's fire this thing up. All right, you guys, I am super pumped right now. We're about to start this thing up for the very first time with the new build. Let's check it out. All right, fingers crossed, everybody. Build. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. I'll check all the gauges, oil temps, and all that stuff to make sure we're good. Boom, you guys. I'm so excited that I finally got this thing running. I can't believe it. It's been over a year since this thing's been running healthy, and I'm just so excited with the fresh build just to hear it running, and even if it's just idling, it just sounds so good. Make sure you guys smash the like button for that for sure. Also subscribe. And again, I'm just super pumped how everything turned out. There is some small minor leaks that we'll have to go in and fix, but it's very minor stuff, as with any build that does happen. So hope you guys enjoyed all this and enjoyed the video, and stay with me on this journey. We have lots of things going and future plans with this car. We do have a dyno coming up, dyno appointment December 7th at Dyno Comp, so we'll be doing that soon so you guys can see what this thing will put down. Comment down below what you guys think it'll put down. I'll post a list of mods that this car has so you guys can kind of guess around that horsepower range. But again, thank you guys. Thanks for all who like, subscribe, and share and all that stuff. But super pumped. It's awesome. All right, you guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Just like that, Shane Cho's out. Peace.